Chapter 1, Mishnah 8. We learn in Mishnah 6 that fruits that are dried before they are used do not become finished until they have been dried and collected into a pile. Figs are fruit that are dried. The rule for them is different, however, because it was common in Mishnaic times to press the dried figs together into round cakes or mash them into a barrel, rather than make a pile of them. The Mishnah now teaches the rule for dried figs. We now go to the words of the Mishnah. A round cake of dried figs is finished once he glazes its surface by rubbing fruit juice on it. Having mentioned the practice of glazing dried figs with fruit, the Mishnah mentions two disputes related to this. The first one is about whether one may glaze dried figs with juice from fruit that has not yet had its Maasros separated. We may glaze a fig cake by rubbing it with figs and grapes that are tevel, so that their juice is squeezed out onto the fig cake. Since the juice goes directly onto the fig cake and is either absorbed by it or runs off, it is not considered juice, and is therefore not forbidden as tevel. However, Rabbi Yehuda forbids it. In his opinion, the juice is considered tevel, and it may not be eaten without being tithed. The second dispute has to do with the loss of tuma. The rule is that food cannot become tameh unless it first becomes wet through one of the 7 liquids. One of these liquids is wine or grape juice. The sages and Rabbi Yehuda disagree whether figs that have grape juice rubbed onto them are now able to become tameh. If someone glazes a fig cake by rubbing it with grapes, thereby wetting it with grape juice, it does not become susceptible to tuma. Since the juice was squeezed from the grape only to coat the figs and not be used as a liquid, it is not considered a liquid in regard to making food susceptible to tuma. However, Rabbi Yehuda says the fig cake the fig cake does become susceptible to tuma, because the grape juice is considered a liquid in regard to these laws. The Mishnah returns to the law of Maasros. Dried figs that are not made into a cake are considered finished once he squashes them into a barrel. And if he does not put them into a barrel but puts them into a storeroom instead, they are finished once he smooths out the pile. If he was pressing figs into a barrel or smoothing out the pile in his storeroom but had not yet finished, and then the barrel broke and the figs fell out and scattered, or the storehouse broke open so that it could not be used anymore, he may not eat from them as a snack without separating Maasros for them. Even though he had not finished packing or piling all the figs, those that he had packed or piled are smoothed and completely processed and cannot be eaten without Maasros being taken. Rabbi Yossi, however, permits eating them as a snack because he holds that no figs are completely processed until all the figs have been packed into the barrel or smoothed down in the pile.